So convention season is upon me soon and I am excited. So I've decided to do a keychain of a kind of anime fan art that I did a couple years ago, but I just couldn't find the original. So I decided I'll just color one from scratch. So this one is an anime fan art using Totoro Frapp as the inspiration. So here I'm using my watercolor block here along with gouache, just watered down gouache, quite diluted, just to stake out where all the objects are. You can see I'm just not really used to doing sketches and outlines of where everything is. I usually just use a lighter layer diluted gouache to lay out where and highlight where everything is. So here I'm gonna imagine having maybe like a frap or a iced coffee and having Totoro in it. I remember painting this several years back with the inspiration that it was like a really hot summer and I just was melting in my room, and I was thinking it would be so nice to have a nice iced frappuccino or like iced coffee. And eventually my husband and I at the time just drove to Starbucks and enjoyed the nice air conditioning, and like we had the free time to kind of draw and enjoy some coffee, and that was really nice. And that's the inspiration for this piece. And I was imagining if Totoro was really, really hot in a hot day, would love to probably soak in some ice cold coffee, maybe. And I imagine how that would be like. So I have like a clear cup here. Of course, I wanted that brown tinge. Could be a iced latte, maybe iced tea. I'm not really sure. And you can see his belly clearly like squishing against the side of the cup. And of course there's the little Totoros that are hanging around as well. At first I was thinking of making the white Totoro, the little one, like a little acting like a dash of whipped cream on the top, but at the end I just decided not to and just kind of let it go with the flow. So I thought it would be really cute to have a little blue Totoro on the side squishing on the side of the cup. See that the cup is clear and translucent, so you can see a little bit of the pattern on the chest of Totoro's fur. And then I'm going to add a green straw for this frap. So I think it's probably a little bit more like Starbucks inspired in this case. In which case I probably should do some kind of circular Starbucks logo in the front, but without that particular logo. Maybe like a Totoro style one. We'll see how things go. Okay. So here, just starting to add in some highlights using some more concentrated gouache with less water dilution. You can see there's like a little bit of a Starbucks color theme here with like the brown and also the green. And slowly just adding on layer by layer is one of the things I really enjoy about painting, just like watching the piece slowly surface as you just kind of have to give it time and patience for it to dry and then adding on the next layer, but still like leaving space for you to see what has done in the past. So the reason I'm redoing this is that for the convention season I was hoping to try to do some keychains. I've never done keychains for my conventions before or of any of my artwork, and I thought that would be so cool. So my friend mentioned that I had a piece in the past that was kind of like a frap, bubble tea, like coffee theme, and I couldn't find it. So I was thinking I'm just gonna recreate it and see how it goes. Here I'm gonna do some suit sprites or Susu Watari on the bottom, almost like little bubbles from bubble tea kind of like idea. And then I'll do a Totoro for the logo in the middle, so it'll be like Totoro coffee. So I really like the idea and theme behind it, so I thought it would be really fun to redo it and then make it into a tiny keychain. Now I have no idea if people will be even interested in a keychain of this type of artwork, so it's a total leap of faith and I might go into total deficit related to it, but I don't care at this point. I think I should just have fun with my art and see how things go, and if people don't like it, then I'll just use it myself and maybe gift it to other friends who might appreciate this type of artwork. So anyways, thinking maybe I will do a collection of keychains since I'm just doing one. Since I'm doing one anyways, let's try out making some of my other artwork into keychains. Maybe doing a food theme, which if you look at some of my past artwork, I'm really into Japanese food and Asian food, so I might do a collection of keychain related to that. I would love to hear from you in comments below if you have other ideas for other artwork that I have that could be made in a keychain that you think will look really cute. So anyways, I'm gonna just go on and finish up this piece. So you can see adding in some highlights, glistening to the cup so it's a little bit more 3D and stands out a little bit more. Afterwards, I'm gonna use a little bit of oil pencils to add highlights and shadows and darken areas. And of course, using my archival ink, which I usually use a Sakura jelly roll to add in some white details. I think the piece is coming together quite nicely. At this time, I think I spent around maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours on this piece. Definitely a lot easier drawing this piece a second time around since I've already done it before and kind of know roughly how it will look and how it laid out. A lot of times my artwork, I spend majority of my time trying to figure out the idea behind the artwork and how it looks like, and the execution part usually is quite quick once I have an idea of what I want and how I want it to look like. I think the concept building is like the hardest part. And I think that's part that like is largely I've recognized when a lot of people see my artwork, they really love the idea or the feeling it conveys and the message it has, but like I don't know if I do justice for giving credit to all the time that I spent in thinking and conceptualizing it. So here you can see I use my Sakura jelly roll in the 05 width to kind of add the details. Of course, I can use regular white gouache to do it, but my hand is just not as steady as it used to be. So here is the final piece of the anime fan art inspired Totoro Frapp. I hope you enjoy this art time lapse of this piece, and I'm looking forward to showing you how the keychain will look in a later video once I get everything available. I'll probably do a separate video on all the keychains that I have put together, and I'll explain my process in case you're interested in making some of your artwork into a keychain or accessory of some sort. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me on this art time lapse, and I'll see you next time. Take care and stay creative, everyone. Bye for now.